Good morning, 10th grade. How are you? I'm teacher Nariman, and our lesson for today will be the inversion. There are two ways to invert the subject and the verb. The first one, when the main verb comes before the subject. And this one we discussed last semester, as you know. Let's refresh our mind with some examples. The bride comes here. When they ask you to use the adverbial here at the beginning of the sentence, you have to invert between the subject and the main verb, like this. Here comes the bride. The second example, I don't like this hotel, Henry said. When we want to invert the introductory verb, it will become, I don't like this hotel, said Henry. This is the first one. The second case is our lesson for this time. In this case, we should invert the helping verb and the subject under certain circumstances. Let's see what they are. Let's have an example first of all. I have seldom eaten at such expensive restaurants. In this sentence, where is the verb? Yes, have eaten. This is the usual arrangement for a sentence, but if I ask you to rewrite the sentence using the word seldom first, what will happen? Let's see. Seldom have I eaten at such expensive restaurant. What has happened here? After the word seldom, we invert between the subject and the auxiliary have. And that's what you are supposed to do in the rest of the exercise. Let's see what we have here. Note, we use this form after the following words or phrases when they come at the beginning of a sentence. And these are the examples. Please memorize them. Try to remember that when they came out at the beginning of the sentence, you are supposed to invert the subject and the helping verb or the modal or auxiliary. Go through them, please. Yes. Let's see the exercise. Now, rewrite the following sentences using the underlined words first. Number 1. Explorers had never experienced such a journey. You are supposed to write the underlined word never at the beginning of the sentence. As a result, you are supposed to switch between the subject and the auxiliary. Where's the verb here? Had experienced. We switch between the subject and the helping verb. Never had explorers experienced such a journey. Look at the highlighted word, please. Now, sentence number 2. You must under no circumstances open the letter. First of all, you are supposed to find the verb. Where's the verb? Must open. It is a modal, okay? Modal verb. We have the phrase under no circumstances, and we are supposed to use it at the beginning of the sentence. What will happen? Of course, you are supposed to switch between the subject and the modal verb, like this. Under no circumstances must you open this letter. Now we have another note. When the main verb is verb to be, invert it with the subject. Example. She is not only arrogant but also rude. Here the main verb is then invert the subject and verb to be, like this. Not only is she arrogant but also rude. That's it. Let's see another example. The achievement was so remarkable that it will never be forgotten. So remarkable Then we switch between achievement and was. So remarkable was the achievement that it will never be forgotten. Please write any of these examples to your notebook. The following. Note, with simple tenses, present simple, past simple, as a main verb, open, opened, and so on. Use the auxiliary do, does, and did. Let's see an example. He appreciates the results only now. The main verb is appreciates, present simple, and we have the phrase only now. We are supposed to use it at the beginning of the sentence. Then we are supposed to use an auxiliary that suits the subject. Let's see. Only now, sorry, does he appreciate the results? You see, because we have the subject he, we use an auxiliary that suits the singular. And be careful that the main verb, it will be base, appreciate the results. Now, sentence number 6. Amundsen planned the expedition so carefully that it had to succeed. Here we have the verb to plan, okay? And when we have simple past, we use the auxiliary that suits the past. We have the phrase so carefully at the beginning of the sentence, and this will be the answer. So carefully did Amundsen plan the expedition that it had to succeed. Be careful that we use the auxiliary did because it's past simple. And here the verb is base, you know that, right? Please write any of these examples to your notebook, okay? Don't forget, we use inversion in formal language. I want from you, 10th grade, to re-watch the video again to do exercise number 3 from your student's book, page number 55. Exercise 3. That's it for today. Have a nice